Forest ecosystem play an important role in the sustainability of living things. It functions as carbon storage, provides natural resources, overprotection of watersheds, supply nutrition needed for the soil, maintains wildlife, purifies water and air, which helps prolong human life. However, forest is a common good, which means it is non-excludable, thus the rivalry is high. Individuals and groups compete to reap the benefits from exploiting the forest. Activities like illegal logging and expansion of agricultural land are some of the examples of exploitation. When this keeps going on, it leads to tragedy of the commons, where people draw resources to secure short-term gains regardless of the long-term consequences. Consequently, drought, soil erosion, and forest fire happen, and the ultimate price that we have to pay from the consequences is climate change. How did climate change impact our life? The most significant cause of climate change is rising temperature that cause a chain of reaction that results in the melting of Arctic ice, causing the sea level to rise, that will ultimately endanger the fish population that we consume. Furthermore, it causes unpredictable weather pattern, possibility of newborn diseases, and risk of biodiversity extinction. If this keeps occurring, could the Earth still be habitable for our future generation? United Nations is an international organization that established the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or UNFCCC, to control how countries should prioritize the environment through maintaining their forests. The UN strategic plans to decrease the number of deforestation is called as Global Forest Goals. The goal is to make sure that by 2030, the forest conditions are better. There are 6 goals that UN try to achieve. The first one is reverse forest cover loss. This means that everyone should work together by creating protection, restoration, and preventive action for forest degradation. Next is improve forest benefits by improving the livelihood of people who live near the forest. The third one is to protect the forest and use sustainable forest products. The fourth one is to mobilize resources, which means to increase financial resources for the forest. Next is to promote inclusive forest governance, with creating a government that also cares about forest condition. The last one is cooperate and work across sector by enhanced cooperation between all stakeholders. The hope that UN brings in Global Forest Goals is to make sure that these goals also become the concern for every country that join the UNFCCC regime. The 11th session of the Conference of the Parties, COP, to the UNFCCC has marked an important milestone for international forest policy, an agreement to consider incentive to reduce emission in developing countries that could lead to the establishment of an international instrument to curb deforestation. It is likely that such an instrument be some sort of financial mechanism to directly support forest conservation or sustainable management. The interest in combating forest cover loss within the UNFCCC derives from the fact that deforestation is a major source of emission. In developing world, FAO estimated that 12.9 million hectares of forest were lost annually during the period of 2000 until 2005. Moreover, for some developing countries, deforestation itself constitutes more than 50% of total greenhouse gases emission. Discussion took place in the light of consideration for the future UNFCCC, which focused on the objective of stabilizing greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Currently, there are 2 paths that are evolving. One is the consideration of second commitment over Kyoto Protocol, and the second one revert to as the long-term dialogue that focus on an action under the convention. Although deforestation has decreased through UNFCCC initiative, it is still insufficient. There are still many possibilities that could pose a threat to the sustainability of the world's lungs. Hence, collective action is needed. As citizens of the Earth, we should be hand in hand with one resilient vision to fight against the climate change for a better tomorrow.